Abduction, Chapter 25, Part 1. Echo and Tatiana took the rental car to go shopping in mid-morning. With the sporting club being in the city center, I went into the city with them. We would meet up after I went to see Maxim. I didn't expect my visitation to take a long time, so this plan of action made sense. The city streets were bustling with people making their way to work. It was still hard to get used to the fact that most people in Ukraine didn't own cars and walked to work after taking public transportation. Even this did not stop the traffic problems. There were still enough vehicles to clog the thoroughfares to make traveling to the city center slow. As I walked toward the sporting club, I kept alert for Maxim, Valeri, and Ilya. All three of them were on my personal watch list because I was sure all of them knew something about the women that had disappeared recently in Lutsk. Alien abduction was indeed possible, but I refused to believe that all of them vanished into an alien spaceship, despite my own strange encounter just nights before. No, someone was involved in taking these women, and I wanted to know who was committing these crimes. I walked through the glass doors of the sporting club like a man with a purpose. In this meeting with Maxim, I would be in charge of the conversation. The first two times, Maxim had the upper hand. This time, I had some facts on my side, and Maxim couldn't surprise me with much this time around. The floor of the gym, amazingly, had more than a handful of people working out at first glance. I never realized many young people were into working out so early in the morning. Then I saw her, Natasha. She was giving instructions to two Euro males on how to properly use the bench press machine. I think the two males just wanted to talk with her more than they wanted to lift weights, and making excuses to talk with her longer. I made a beeline towards the door that led to the offices, taking advantage of Natasha not seeing me. I was sure I would get in trouble for going back there without gym personnel, but I was a man on a mission and wouldn't be stopped. Without any issues, I slipped through the door and kept walking down the short corridor to Maxim's office. Once there, I didn't hesitate to open the door, but Maxim wasn't at work as I expected. "Maxim won't be in today," said Natasha from behind me. Hearing Natasha's soft accent-laden voice made me jump. I thought I had slipped through the back offices without being noticed. Natasha had to have seen me through one of the mirrors that outlined the walls of the gym. That was something I didn't account for. "Where can I find him?" I asked as I turned to face the beautiful Ukrainian. "Why do you need to talk with Maxim?" "I don't have time to play this game with you," I replied. "I just need to talk with Maxim about the deal he offered me the other night at the dinner party." Natasha slipped by me towards Maxim's desk and slid her finger along my right arm as she passed. She stopped in between me and Maxim's desk. "I don't believe that. You want something else." "You don't believe I don't want to play this game? Or you don't believe I need to talk about the business deal he offered me?" Natasha slid her hands to my chest, and my heart beat faster at her touch. Gently, I pushed Natasha's hands away. The only thing I wished would disappear was the smell of her perfume that teased my senses and reminded me how much I wanted to feel her body against mine. "You can talk to me about working together," Natasha teased as she looked into my eyes. "I know all the details of the deal Maxim offered you." "I'm sure you do," I said as I backed away a step to get some separation. "There's a question you can answer for me, aside from the questions about the deal." "What do you need to know?" said Natasha with a pout. "Does Ilya dress as a gopnik for fun?" "What?" "Your brother's friend and your date to the dinner party. How does he normally dress like? Because I have seen him in Adidas clothing." Natasha's brows creased. "Why do you need to know that? I've never seen him dressed as a gopnik. When Ilya worked here, he was always very stylish. Even when he came to visit my brother, he dressed nice and not cheap." "Thank you. Now, where can I find Maxim?" I asked. "Not so fast. You never answered my question. Why do you need to know?" questioned Natasha. Natasha pressed up against me and looked up at me. When her lips parted, I nearly gave in and kissed her. I took a breath to clear my head and gently pushed her away. I ignored Natasha's advances. "I have a hunch that Ilya is working with Maxim and kidnapping girls while using UFO sightings as a ruse, then blaming the disappearances on aliens." Natasha laughed, took a step back, and shook her head, her brunette waves bouncing on her shoulders. "Maxim? I know he can come across as someone moody and dark, but he has been nothing but good to me." We had two different views of Maxim Volkov. My experience with the proprietor of the sporting club and entrepreneur was not one of being overly friendly. It was one person trying to dominate another. Maxim did offer an attractive business deal that I had yet to discuss with my business partner. Echo was against it, but she wasn't my business partner. That event was the only positive I can put on the scorecard in favor of Maxim Volkov. You don't think he has anything to do with Lutsk missing people? I quizzed. No, Natasha replied, shaking her head. Aliens are responsible for the abductions. Couldn't disagree with Natasha's point because my first-hand experience just nights ago. However, thinking alien abduction was the only reason for missing people in the city would be irresponsible.